Yo-yo and hello, my name is Lydia, and on today's episode of my 25-pound yo-yo, we will be talking about inclusive fitness. You see, there are these new gyms that are opening up that have decided to put no emphasis on body transformations, weight loss, or body composition. The only thing that they want out of the gyms is to encourage people to exercise to improve their overall health, including their cardiovascular health, their strength, and their flexibility. They want no attention paid to their diet or any aesthetic goals. So, what exactly does this mean for the gym and fitness industry? And what is the future of fitness because of this? Let's watch this next clip to find out more about inclusive fitness, and then we'll come back and discuss. New gyms are opening with the goal of separating body image from physical fitness. These gyms will offer a safe space to all to exercise in because nobody will stand out because they don't have a typical gym body. All bodies are normal bodies, and nobody should feel like they have to get into shape before attending these gyms. Nobody should feel like they don't have adequate skills to go to the gym. These spaces will be welcoming to all fitness levels. The trainers on staff will not speak to clientele about weight loss or body fat percentages. The workouts will be about strength, cardiovascular health, and flexibility. No emphasis will be placed on burning calories, sculpting the body, or slimming down. There will be no conversations about diet. Regular gyms usually have nutritional advice that goes hand in hand with exercise, but not here. These gyms will only focus on the benefits of movement without discussion of what food is consumed. There will be no discussion of body goals or body transformation. Many people start exercising because they desire a certain aesthetic, but these gyms will not entertain any superficial goals, only internal health goals. The focus will be on how movement improves health, how fitness makes you feel rather than makes you look. Physical health will improve by better cardiovascular health, better joint health, better flexibility, and better strength. Mental health improvements will include better stress management and a healthy way to release feel-good endorphins. So these gyms won't produce any physical changes? Maybe, maybe not. Physical changes may be a byproduct of improved fitness, but here, it certainly won't be the goal. So let's start with the good. I think that any initiative that gets people moving more and exercising is a good thing. And if these gyms encourage people to move, well, that is great. We all know that exercise is beneficial to us. If you take two identical twins and one is active and the other one is not, and they are both still about the same height and weight, the one who is active is going to be healthier because there's lots of benefits to exercise. It can improve you and lower your blood pressure. It can improve your flexibility. It can improve your strength. It can decrease chances of disease. I mean, being active is a great thing. So if these gyms do indeed encourage more people to be active, well, then that is a great thing. Now for the bad. Being healthy is exercise and diet. In fact, a lot of people will say it's not 50-50 diet and exercise. It's actually 80-20, where 80 is diet and 20 is exercise. That is how we get our overall health. Now, there have been many studies that have been done that have actually shown that your body composition is more important than your amount of activity in terms of your health. If you had two people that were equally active, the one who is thinner would have better overall health. And this is the statistic that people don't like to hear. Someone who is thin and lazy actually has lower risk of many diseases than someone who is overweight and active. It's just the science. It doesn't seem fair, but it's just true. So if you are overweight and you exercise, you will have better health than someone who's overweight that doesn't exercise, but not as good of health as someone who is thin who does nothing. So the thin, lazy person will still have lower blood pressure, will still have less joint pain, will still have less of a chance of diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure. Sucks, but it's true. And I think that even though having a gym that encourages all people of all bodies to move and doesn't put an emphasis on weight loss is still doing a bit of a disservice to society, because you're fooling people into thinking that they can still be healthy. That this is the problem I have with this. It's not that I think that moving no matter what your size is a problem. That is not the problem. I think that an obese person that exercises is in far better condition than an obese person that doesn't exercise. But I don't want to send the message that your body composition and your mass doesn't matter, because it does. We'll have an army full of fat people who exercise that think, well, I must be in good health because I'm active. And that's just not true. You're in better health than someone who doesn't exercise, but your overall health still is not good. So I don't like how this messaging is going to make people feel like they are doing something healthy when they're really only doing a piece of it. It's kind of like the Michelle Obama's Let's Move campaign. She only got part of the puzzle correct. We needed to focus on the nutrition to lower obesity. Exercise alone is not going to help. You can't outrun a bad diet. We need to put the focus back on what we're eating in order to actually affect our health as a society. I do have hope that these gyms might change society for the better, in terms of maybe if someone is active in these gyms, they'll be more likely to investigate their diet as well. Maybe it doesn't come from aesthetic goals, but it comes from, hey, I notice when I eat more protein, I can lift more. Or if I eat high fiber, low fat diet, I find that I have more energy to do particular sports that I started to pick up. So maybe that even though the emphasis is not on diet, people start to look at their diet as they become more active. And that would be a great thing. There's also the possibility that people start to inadvertently lose weight. So they start to exercise. Then they start to eat better because eating better makes them feel better. But then the two things together produce unintentional weight loss. But then what happens if they start to like the unintentional weight loss? Well, then that will keep them motivated to keep on exercising and probably transform their bodies as well. Now, that would be interesting to see if someone who didn't plan on losing weight ends up losing weight and does transform. And what will that say about them if they like the transformation? Does that make them shunned from the whole body positivity community? Because you're not supposed to actually want intentional weight loss. But if it happens, are you allowed to like it? I don't know. What are the rules there? But that is a possibility that maybe people start on one side of the spectrum where they don't really care that much about how they look and they just want to exercise because it's good for them. And then as they move through, they notice some physical changes and then decide that they'll actually want to stick with it. And then that helps improve their lifestyle for the better overall. Now, here's what I think is really going to happen here. These gyms are going to cause a big stir initially, and people will be outraged that they don't focus on diet, and the other people will be excited that, yay, there'll be a safe space for us to finally exercise and we're all are welcomed. And then they are not going to get used, just like all the other gyms. Just like how many years ago women's gyms or women's only sections started to spring up so that women could exercise in peace without the leering gaze of any men. Well, those spaces were created and they are used a little, but they're not like this booming pod of activity for women to exercise in. Why? Because people are people and most people don't want to exercise. Gyms are busy between January 1st and Valentine's Day. And after that, they're pretty empty. And I've been a member of all sorts of gyms. And I'm talking about the co-ed part, as well as the women's only part, both sections. They're not busy outside of the January 1st to Valentine's Day time. People give up. Yes, many people will say that they don't like going to the gym because they are out of shape. They don't want people to look at them. They don't know what they're doing, and it's just awkward and uncomfortable. I agree. That is a reason. But it is not the only reason. It is not even probably the biggest reason. The biggest reason why people don't go to the gym is because they don't want to. They don't want to exercise. How many people join the gym with the intention of working out and then stop going because they don't want to exercise? That is the major reason why people do not want to go to the gym. And by removing all of the aesthetic goals, well, you're giving them one less piece of motivation to go to the gym, because it's not supposed to be about that. It's supposed to be about all the other things that you can't see. I don't know if I would have the motivation to exercise if it wasn't for the aesthetic things that happen with it. I mean, I have the whole video on the health versus vanity, and I know it's vanity, me vain. I know that. I know that is why I work out. I acknowledge that there are other health benefits there, but that is not the predominant reason that keeps me motivated. I want to stay slim. I want to stay looking toned. That is why I exercise. It is aesthetic. It is shallow. But you know what? It helps keep me on track. It helps keep my heart healthy and my muscles healthy and all those other things healthy. So for me, the health is the byproduct of my vainness. And I'm okay with that. As long as I get to the health goal, who cares what my incentive is that gets me there? I just think that these new gyms, they're going to be popular for a second. And then once people remember, oh, you know what? I just hate exercising. I'd rather just sit on the couch. The reason why I wasn't going to the gym wasn't because I feel like I wouldn't be welcomed. No, that's bullshit. That we have to answer to ourselves that we know the real reason why we don't exercise. It's because we don't want to, or we don't enjoy it. It's not because of other people. It's not because of the environment. It's because of us. So yes, these will have a spike, I believe, in the beginning, and then they will be used probably even less than traditional gyms because they are missing that one piece of incentive that resonates highly with a lot of people. But alas, this is my 25-pound yo-yo and not inclusive fitness for everyone. So until next time, yo-yo and let's go.